Hello. So we had some audio issues during the most recent stream, and unfortunately, they have carried through to the VOD. Now, I've edited out some of the earlier echo and the previous attempt we had where there was just no sound, but there is some variation between the mic levels and background tracks that does carry through the entire episode. So, sorry that this happened, and rest assured we have fixed it for the next stream. Despite all that, I hope you enjoy the episode, and we'll see you soon.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Stream of Chaos. My name is James, and I am the keeper for today's game of Call of Cthulhu. We are playing Cults of Cthulhu. Specifically, we are playing A God's Dream, which is the final scenario in the book, and it is a modern-day scenario. This is our second episode. I am joined, as I always am, by this fantastic cast of folks, and I'm going to throw across to them to introduce themselves. Jackson, do you want to tell us a little bit about you and your character?
Yeah, I'm Jackson. And that's all I have to say about me. But I'm playing James Scunthorpe, lawyer and junior partner to Scunthorpe and Scunthorpe, Chicago's premier law firm. Because I made the character and forgot that the keeper's name was also James somehow. Didn't realize till half an hour before we started last week, but that's fine. He's here doing a great job, just like, Daddy taught him to do, because he's going to take over the firm one day. So he's been investigating witnesses. Not investigating, interrogating. No, interviewing. That's a better word. Interviewing witnesses, taking notes. Sending out his paralegals to Venezuela just in case, and espousing the virtues of being a Tesla super subscriber premium platinum customer.
Oh my god! How could I forget? Okay, brilliant. So we have Scunthorpe rather than James to avoid confusion. But who else do we have? Dave, do you want to introduce yourself and your character? Do you want to introduce yourself while we give Dave time to frantically try and figure out the problem?
All right, you got 2 minutes, Dave, starting now. No pressure, no pressure. Hi, I'm Alex. I am playing Lucas Bailey, or Bailey Lucas on his official government documents, because you've got to keep the feds off your tail. Lucas is currently playing charades with a creepy child in the house next door. He was supposed to be playing lookout for Dina, but she seemed to have it under control, which may have been a mistake on my part. But I'm playing charades with a creepy child who has given us more numbers, and that's fun. And now I'm going to back away slowly from the creepy child in the next house who is repeating a long string of numbers at me in the middle of the night. And I probably heard Dina scream, didn't I? I would have definitely heard Dina screaming.
The sound of a scream will have just jerked you out of your transfixed stare. To remind everybody watching, yes, we are in the middle of a relatively interesting situation. We have one investigator out in the car who has just received a phone call to tell them that one of the main leads in the case appears to be dead. Then they heard a gunshot and somebody asking out after them. There's a creepy child who has been signing a strange series of numbers that lots of people have been suggesting to the investigators. And downstairs, Dina has just pulled a blanket off a naked woman in a tube, and the weird cultists, part of a self-help cult from upstairs, are now coming down to investigate. That is where we are going to kick off from as we dive in.
Oh, I think
are we looking on
Dave?
Sound? We good to fire across?
I've changed one thing, but it's still coming through. Nope, it's not fixed. I'll be quiet.
Oh, fair enough.
I'm gonna fix this.
Okay. Well, we will fire into it, and we will leave Dina held in transfixed suspense for a little while. So, given that, let's start with you, James Scunthorpe, right?
That's me.
You're out in the car. You've just hit end call, and the last thing that you got before hitting end call was that voice once again saying, "James Scunthorpe," knowing your name, asking directly after you. So something clearly happened there. The only information that you got was that whatever Carl Day had been holding has been sent over to America and is specifically awaiting for you in the hands of one of the doctor's colleagues, who is at a hotel in central Chicago. Now, you have that name and you have that address, and we can go from there. But what are you doing in the immediate moments? And before you jump into answer, I want to quickly say, because I forgot with all the confusion, thank you to Sirenscape and to Roll20, tools which we use to improve our game. On that note, what's the move?
Speaking of which, there's some Sirenscape. So yeah, my immediate first move, which I think was tactically sound, was to hang up. I don't think anyone can question that judgment. And then, I guess, check out my friends, because they've gone into the house. They were sneaking around that house. I don't want to be obvious, but I do want someone to hold my hand sooner rather than later. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna just like scramble for the door, kind of throw it out, and scuttle across the street, keeping low while looking for someone to reassure me that everything's going to be okay.
Well, excellent. You open the door, you step out into the cold evening air. You can see the house ahead of you now. Most of the lights are off, but you now notice a set of lights that have been set up, which appear to be descending down into the lower level and presumably into the basement. What's your approach here? Are you going to try and dart down the side of the house where you know that some of your companions went? Are you going to head to the front door? You find yourself for the minute just standing in the middle of the street, the light fog that's beginning to rise.
Yeah. Just get low, head down to the side of the house where I know they were sneaking around.
All right, you hurry forward. You wear a suit jacket. I get the impression. As you're getting close, feeling more and more tense, you kind of realize you're not particularly well equipped for this. You're wearing a nice pair of shoes. You're not the kind of person to just carry a gun on you. Your tire repair kit has been thoroughly cannibalized previously. You get to the edge of the house and you look around. You can see that passageway. If you want to dart down to the back of the house, I'll get you to make a stealth check.
It's not the smart thing to do, but I think I'm rattled enough not to do the smart thing. So here we go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right. You start darting down the side of the house as best you can, and you check to your right as you pass by one of the lit windows, and you see two shapes who spin about to turn towards you. You can push this roll. You can throw yourself to the ground. That's going to be you basically risking immediately demonstrating that you're trying to sneak by, or you can just freeze and try and wave. What's the go here?
Yeah, no, okay, all right. I've been caught. I'm going to rely on my charm.
Okay.
Do I have good charm? I've got 35 charm. I've been caught. I'm going to rely on my fast talk. I've got 60 fast talk.
Thank you.
Okay, fantastic. So you stop, hesitate, and what's your immediate angle? Are you waving? Are you grinning? Are you... All right. From inside the house, the two
doorbell didn't work. The doorbell didn't work.
Yeah, you hear a faint yelp. How are we looking on sound? Dave?
So this is me talking. I think it's not coming through twice.
The chat has to tell us.
Something other is happening, but I think I've nixed one issue. No echo. Okay,
no
we're
echo.
close enough.
All right.
Good enough for
We
government
are
work.
Back. Fantastic. So with that, we'll throw across to you next. Lucas, don't worry, I will get to you in just a second. From downstairs, Dina, you were standing in the middle of the basement. You pulled back this sheet. You can see this naked woman. She is standing in this tube. She looks towards you, presses her hands on the glass, and looks out. Just as you hear these footsteps coming down, you're trying to stifle a scream. The door of the basement opens, and you can hear two hushed voices whispering to each other, check it. And then just as the first footfall goes onto the banister, you hear a yelp from upstairs as if somebody has spotted something, maybe someone running past the side of the house. You've got a beat, a moment or two to try and do something. There's not much light in here. The room, once again, it's basically empty. Aside from this section at the back, the large glass tube was previously covered with basically a huge tarp or picnic rug. There's a set of weird machinery next to it, which you don't recognize. There is the open window that you shimmied in, you unlocked, and then finally there's the stairs leading up to the ground floor. The woman in the tube is looking at you. What is your immediate action?
So you mentioned last time she was like tracking. I presume it's like I guess it's dark. I can't really see her. I'm gonna head over and tap on the glass. I just pulled down the cloth that was covering it. I'm gonna head over and tap on the glass and see if she can hear me. Say hello.
You head over and you begin to tap on the glass.
Like a fish in a tank.
Speak, and she makes no reaction to the sound. When you tap, you can feel how thick this is. It's reinforced. They've made no, skimping on quality here.
She's not going like, "Get me out of here."
No, she is, but not vocally. So when she sees you get close, she leans in, she responds, she touches on the glass, and she starts.
Oh shit.
Climbing at you. Let me out. Let me out.
I'm gonna mouth. We're going to help. And then, unfortunately, I can't do anything now because I can hear them coming. So I'm going to get the cloth and throw it back over the thing. Then, grabbing my heavy bag of equipment and stuff, I'm going to... You said there's not much in here. Is there anywhere I could hide? There's some strange machinery.
Yeah,
is there a closet?
Big enough, even just behind the tank is enough, but I'll say one last thing.
The tank, if they pull the thing off, they'll see it's translucent, right? They'll see through the other side.
That's correct, they will.
This is me standing there. This was a bad decision.
The machinery will be fine too.
Yeah.
It's also very dark in here. You could literally just head into the.
But if they turn the lights on, I'd like an obstacle. Would be good.
Fair enough. Machinery is fine. It's pretty bulky. More to the point though, when you pick up that blanket and you go to throw it back over her, she hunches over and snarls at you, maybe not really understanding that you're coming back or it hasn't come through. Do you want to make a persuade check to try and get your message across?
I'm actually more interested in how she's reacted and what stage she's in. Could I make a psychology roll? At the end of the day, I'll help her whether she wants it or not. We'll help her out. I'm not too worried about that. She can stick in here for a little bit longer, but her reactions are curious.
Yep. A psychology check is absolutely fine. Please go right ahead.
The old psychology roll. Nowhere close.
All right. Weird, erratic, but whether this is the erraticness of somebody who has been trapped in a glass tube or the erraticness of something else going on, you're not entirely sure.
Okay, so moving frantically, I throw the cloth back over it and then pull it into place. I'm then going to get my large bag of equipment and hauling it behind the machinery, I crouch down and begin to unzip it and fumble around. I'm going to pull out a couple of small, handheld sized items and jam them down into my pockets. And then crouching down on the other side, I'm going to listen for the door opening and people coming inside. My aim is to hide and hear whatever conversation they have. And if they approach, I'm going to tase the shit out of them.
Fair enough. Good plan.
Were you jamming in your pockets?
My taser and my bear spray.
All right. Yep, that's fine.
Would you like to make a stealth check for me?
I'd love that, James. Can I argue a bonus dice for darkness and time and similar situations?
Given the time and also given Scunthorpe is upstairs creating a distraction, you were totally fine to go.
The big S. That's what we call him in the...
Oh.
Yikes.
Now that's not great.
That's pretty bad.
Ooh, and that's not real good either. I am just above. I am just on 50. So that's gonna be an 89. Which is not great. Could I push this roll?
You crouch down behind the machinery and you realize that there is absolutely no way that this is going to hide you. There are too many gaps in it, and it's a similar thing from transparency. The only place that you could see that would work to hide is if you darted across the entire room and got right next to the door and did that thing where you just assume that they're not going to look at you. If you fail, they will spot you.
I'm right there.
You're going to be right there.
Now, I'm already in a pretty precarious position. I think crouching down, I think at the last minute, possibly as I hear the door go, I work up the nerve and then almost freezing for a moment, midway across the thing, I move to go backwards and then double down, commit, and charge to the other side, hopefully just getting past the door as it begins to open, clutching the taser to my chest and preparing. Fantastic. And also, I think from this position, when the person comes in, if they don't notice me, or even if they do, the figure in the tank, if they pull it off, will like see me right behind them. So if they move to like motion or whatever, I'm pretty vulnerable here.
I love it. I love it. So can you please hit me with a repeat on your stealth check?
Yeah.
So make the push roll. You still have a bonus die.
Come on. Okay, that's what we like to see. Can't get better.
All right.
Extreme.
Okay. Excellent.
Nice.
So you rush across the back wall, you press yourself into the shadows, taser clutch to your chest. When the door opens, a pool of light swings across the dark floor, spilling down golden light into the room, but it doesn't illuminate you, nor does it illuminate the tank in the back. You are hidden for the time being. Before we go back to Scunthorpe, outside, Lucas,
So I would have heard the scream.
you would have heard the scream. Before we jump in, can you give us, because it's going to be relevant in a second, just one more physical description of Lucas right now? What you're wearing?
Oh,
Recall a face
Oh
mask.
boy.
skull on.
Well, physical
yeah.
description. He's a pretty kind of weedy little guy. Kind of a skinny, wiry, short dude. Wearing a bandana around his neck that he's pulled up over his face. It's like one of those real tacky skull ones. He's got kind of shaved head. He's wearing like fake combat fatigues, like the army pants, but in black, obviously. And probably just like an ugly old singlet and bomber jacket as well. So he thinks he looks threatening. He doesn't.
Yeah,
But
I will say,
at night, you know.
Yeah, I think that's a little threatening still, all the same, and particularly to this young girl who is upstairs.
It's threatening in kind of the suburban neighborhood, what's this guy on way, not the this is
Yes.
a serious
Mythos,
paramilitary man kind of way.
Yeah, totally. Well, at the minute, everything is fine.
It's concerning in a glue huffing way.
That's an album cover, if everything. Anyway, so album name rather. So for the minute though, everything's been fine. You are transfixed, staring at this young woman who is miming again this series of numbers at you. Now you stayed a while, and you've gotten them again. I'm going to read them out one more time: 2481 98104 7725 99182.
Does the order matter? Because I had it in a different order the first time you said it.
James.
I have it
What have you
98104.
done?
Yeah, I have it 98104
98104
2481 7725 99182.
Yeah.
2481 98104.
Ooh.
Yeah, okay. I just need to. We got. So that one's second in this current order.
Yep.
And then 7725.
7725
Okay.
99182.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Those
Yep.
are the.
So we had the first two lots of
There are
mixed
Yeah,
four
the second
strings of
was.
digits: 2481
Okay.
98104 7725 99182.
Got it now.
Okay.
Thank you.
Got it.
Perfect.
Not a zip code anymore.
No.
Not a zip code anymore.
Not a zip code.
Zip code on the moon.
So she is staring down at you. The two of you are eyeing each other transfixed, and then you hear this scream, and it's like a spell is broken. You jerk out of this moment of being transfixed, and you suddenly realize, oh my god, Dina's in trouble. Just as you see this girl blink for a second, realize where she is,
Oh, yeah.
see you, and go and slam her window shut and draw the
That's fair.
curtains. At
So
which point
fair.
you
That's fair.
see in her house like two other lights go on at the side of
Okay,
side under
I'm
her
not
screen.
sticking around. I'm not sticking around to see how that one pans out. I am gonna scoot back down the side of the original house.
Yep.
The window. I'm gonna go back to the window that we know is open, but I'm not gonna look in. I'm just gonna kind of, I'm gonna peer. I'm not gonna.
Okay.
I would like to not be seen. And basically, I would like to be there if Dina ends up needing a hand up.
Sure. You go darting back across, and you can see the lights up now. You can see the silhouettes of the two people inside, and you can probably by now hear the start of conversation between Scunthorpe and the two people in the house. If you want to be able to get close enough to really see, I would like you to make a stealth check. You can take an automatic bonus die because you are in the darkness. You have all of this stuff working with you.
I'm in my combat fatigues. I'm in my
true.
camo.
Yeah.
I'm in
It's
my
camo.
It's camo. Nice. Yeah, it's a success.
Let's get you a full ghillie suit. So you can just hide in suburban bushes.
Dead easy. So you are perfectly hidden. You get back to the window on the lower floor, press yourself down. You can see everything happening inside. So you can see where Dina is. You can see the blanket covered tube at the back, although you don't know what's in it at this point. And you can see that by the rear window of the house, now a very confused Scunthorpe is engaged in conversation. When you see these two, it's actually the woman of the couple who notices you first. She glances around, spots you, grabs at her.
Who are you speak? This is Jackson?
Yes, this is all Scunthorpe.
All good.
Grabs at her husband's arm and pulls him back. He turns away from the basement door and stares towards you, hurries forward, wrenches up the window, and says, "Hey, buddy, who are you?"
I'm so sorry to bother you on this late night. I wasn't sure if your doorbell was working. I just tried to get back in here without disturbing you. It's my cats. My cats, I can't find them. I'm just live around the corner, up the block, and I'm just worried about them. I haven't seen them all day, and I really didn't want to disturb you. I just don't know what to do.
Well, hey, he's confused and sees you. Let's see how good you are at this. Can you turn on the waterworks? Do you have the full lawyer's gamut of skills? Hit me with a fast talk roll.
Oh, he's good. He's very good.
An extreme. If that would get me any scaled success, I'd gladly give you a point of luck.
I'll tell you, I think you are fine on a hard at this point, but I'll tell you what, why don't you give me a point and we'll push it to the extreme.
Excellent.
All right, fantastic. You've got the full bit. You've got like snot starts dribbling out of one nostril, great heaves in your chest. Okay. You're clearly very upset. This like really high energy terror. You can see the dude here. He's peacocking a little bit, trying to look tough, and he holds it for a little bit, then gradually deflates. Okay. As he sees it, listen, hey, buddy, it's okay. Look, I'm coming out. Hey, look, just he turns to his wife, and they have to share a hushed word, and eventually he says, "Come around the front," and he goes towards the front door, aiming to come out to get to you. Are you gonna head around the front?
Yeah, I guess if this is where I saw them going, I'll draw them back to the front so they can get out.
You draw him back to the front. So yeah. You walk. You see that the woman remains behind for a second, but you head over and you'll join there for a second. Meanwhile, the two of you, crouched by the window or right by the door with the taser, see this woman. She steps forward and she leans into the basement. You see her head come out through the side of the door frame, just a few inches from where you are pressed against the wall, and she looks into the pool of light. Her face passes straight past you, eyes not acclimatized to the dark yet, and does not notice. As she drifts over, they lock at the very back with where you know the tube with the naked woman is inside it, and she seems to consider it for a moment, but then she pulls back and she shuts the door, and you hear footsteps receding away.
Was that my extreme success? Saving Dave's ass?
Potentially. I think more
stealth
than
checks,
just
thank you.
The extreme success got you the description of a bubble of snot, and I hope you feel that it was well.
I'll take it.
Okay, brilliant. Scunthorpe, you're going to encounter these two at the front in just a second. What are the other two of you doing in this moment of reprieve that has been created?
Do I know that the woman's gone back upstairs?
Yeah, you were crouched by the basement window, so you couldn't have seen all of that action that took place.
I'm going to rush to the window and talk to Lucas anyway.
Yeah.
So I go charging over with my bag and I start pushing the bag through.
Yep.
And I'm gonna say to you, there's a woman in the tank.
Yeah, I know, I just saw her go up in the tank.
No, there's another one. She's naked in the tank. I think they've abducted someone. Take this. I'm gonna try and get her out. Just hold there. Yeah. I'm gonna rush over to all the machinery.
Yep, Dina. I'm gonna put Dina's bag on so I can make a quick getaway, and I'm like, take my gloves off so I can get a good grip on her, and
I then come running back and I go, "Are you good at electrical repair? Do you fix things? I know you're more computers."
No, I break them. No, Dina, no, I don't fix.
Okay, all right. I got this. Keep an eye out.
If you need me to explode it, let me know.
I come back for a third time and I go, there's a gun in the bag. Don't use it, but there is a gun in the bag. Okay, now I'm gonna go. I scurry over towards the machinery, and I'm gonna try and get a sense for that.
Brilliant. Okay, so upstairs quickly, Lucas. On the crouch now by the window, you've got the bag, which you now know has a gun in it. You're glancing down, you're taking off your gloves, you're getting ready to be able to provide a quick getaway. So you're basically ready to do anything. If you hear, you have a pretty good awareness of what is going on. If you crane your head, you can actually hear some of the conversation happening at the front. The one thing I'll flag to you is that you can also see more lights starting to flicker on in the house that you just left, and like shapes moving back and forth, and then a light flick on in the house next to that. The neighborhood is waking up.
Oh, heck.
So let me know if you think of anything you want to do. Otherwise, we'll have you in a holding pattern.
Yeah, I'm just here to get Dina and apparently some naked lady out of a window.
Okay, brilliant. Meanwhile, you are going to run across to the tank itself. Dina, you get there, you pull back off the blanket.
I'm looking for the machinery behind it.
Machinery first, okay. So the machinery does appear to be like a separate component. They're stored next to each other, but they don't appear to be feeding into each other, if that makes sense.
All right. I'm going to get that little sliver of wire that I used to pick the lock previously then and start to like down the base of the tank where there'd be like a rubber grommet seal or something. See if I can start getting it in there, and I'm looking for a latch or something that I can use to open this.
Absolutely.
I'm going to leave it covered though, treating this like a bird that will have gone to sleep. Just go around the outside and try and find a latch.
Make a locksmith test.
Okay. One more point in this than electrical repair, so statistically it's more likely to succeed.
Absolutely. You start trying to run along this thing. You eventually do find a lock, but it's a pretty modern one. This tank looks like it was bought for some very specific scientific usage, and it's pretty heavy duty. It's a non-standard key shape. You could do this, but you keep thinking like, I'm going to have to run back to the bag and go through like a whole series of different like picks to find which specific one is going to...
Yeah, exactly. Fuck.
It's smashable. It's just going to be loud.
I get you. I'm going to get my phone out and like angle the lock so I can take a photo of the keyhole, and then I try and get like the logo, and each time there's a little flash of light to throw off my night vision. But I am going to accept that I cannot succeed here tonight and head back for the
I mean,
window.
where's the lady?
You get back over to Lucas, who is eyeing you with a raised
I
eyebrow.
can't get it. They've got some advanced lock. This is like military or science stuff.
Oh, shit. Get up here, I'm going in.
Okay, all right, swap me. Hoist me up. I'm
Swapsies.
too
We're
short.
gonna do swapsies.
It's ungainly and a little awkward, but you swap positions. Dina, when you get out, you can now see the houses lit up, and you can
running
see...
out of time.
You're kind of in the dark now at the back of this one house, but you can see that the curtains of the house in what Lucas knows is the bedroom of this young woman are open, and there is an older woman in a dressing gown with her hair put up in a towel, talking on a phone, and she's just looking out and talking.
Oh, I'm gonna say, Lucas, they're calling the cops.
There's a woman who's been kidnapped.
Also, there's been a woman abducted, so if they call the cops, I can't imagine this ends particularly well for these guys either, but we'll see.
Okay, so you're still going, Lucas? You're not going to dart out at the mention of the law?
Yep. We gotta go. If they're calling the cops, we gotta go.
We'll come back. All right, we'll close it and try and redo the lock, so hopefully no one ever knows we were in
I'm
here.
gonna gently close it and just like make it look like it's closed.
You succeeded very well on the previous check to get in. I'm perfectly fine with that. You lock things up. It's fine. Meanwhile, before you leave, at the front of the house, you get forward, the door opens, and you can see this dude now. He's just a hair shorter than average, but a bit broader. Looks pretty nice. He's wearing, pajama bottoms and a normal t-shirt. You catch like to one side, a little further back, he's laid what looks like a sort of not full baseball bat. It's like a rounders or softball bat or something. Probably the first thing he got to hand when he heard noises downstairs, and he's tried to sort of awkwardly stash it away to show how like that he wasn't maybe as concerned. But he seems a lot more relaxed now. He says, "I'm sorry. You said you're from. Look, come inside. I'm Michael. Just I haven't seen any cats though. You said you live around the corner."
Yeah, that's right, just up the road. I don't want to take up too much of your time, and I understand you haven't seen them. It just helped me feel better if I can have a look around. You know how it is.
Yeah. Look, it's late, but we obviously
I know, and I'm so sorry to bother you. I thought I could just have a quick look without disturbing you, and I'm sorry about that.
He blinks a few times, and you can see himself sort of trying to think of what to say, at which point his wife arrives, and she's got this big smile plastered across her face. And she says, no, it's okay. It's totally fine. We don't mind being disturbed, and we're always happy to help a neighbor. I love cats. I would be heartbroken if I couldn't find them. Please, come right in. You can go through the entire area. It's totally fine. The only thing is that we just need you to stay out of the basement. It's a little messy, but I can go and check that personally for you and make sure there's no one inside.
Oh, that's okay. They probably wouldn't have got inside anyway. I can just have a look at the backyard. That'd be enough, I think.
Sure, I'll get all the lights on. It's going to be totally okay. Do you want me to make you some tea?
Oh, if that wouldn't be too much trouble.
Okay, I'll put some tea on. Go with him. Make sure everything's okay. And suddenly you've got this sort of guy, and he's following you. He starts asking about your cats. Should you make a psychology test for a second?
I was just going to do that. Yeah,
I seem to be pretty willing to let you. Yeah.
I want to know whether this would be like a normal reaction for like a suburban family, like grabbing baseball bats. At first, I'm like, is that suspicious? And then I'm like, is it? Are these the kind of people? Is this the kind of demographic? But I have no idea. No, 3 points of luck. If that's
luck, you can.
Oh man,
if 3 points of luck saves you from getting serial killer
ganked by the
Yeah. Again, we've just finished a pulp campaign where luck flows
I know.
like water from the heavens, and now it's like, oh, 3 points of luck. Is that worth it? I think it is, because I think
it is.
If these folks are tied up with something big, let's see what we know about them. So yeah, psychology roll. Are they like crazy villains, or is this a normal suburban family reaction?
Okay, so you start walking along and you're chatting to this guy a little bit now. He mentions much what his wife said, which is that Barbara is her name, loves cats. They're very happy to help. There's definitely a lot that reads as standard suburban reaction. You know, they heard intruders downstairs. Oh no, quick, check. Was that a noise? Grab your rounder's bat and head downstairs and make sure everything's okay, right? That said, the niceness goes too hard way too quick. They seem to be really, really friendly, and there is a slightly sinister edge to it. You remember the videotape that you saw them watching when you were, what your friends were watching when they were lurking around the side of the house? It's a little bit cult-like behavior. They are just so happy to have you, and it is very unusual to, you know, best case scenario you probably could have hoped for was, okay, like you can look in the backyard, but this was not appropriate for you to be here this late at night. We'll tell you if we see anything. They immediately
gone too far.
They're happy to chat. We're going to search the whole place with you. We'll bring a torch, you know, whatever we can do. It's very, very friendly and puts you off a little bit, especially when Michael starts asking all about you. So what's your name? Where'd you say you live exactly? What's your address? That's a nice suit. What do you do for a job? How are you going to answer all of his probing questions?
Well, they're not my cats. I'm staying with my aunt around the corner. And you know, I'm house sitting for her, and she won't be too happy if they've gone missing. I sell insurance.
Fantastic. Do you want to make for me another fast talk check? This is functionally you spinning a completely false story and not.
That's fair enough.
Hey,
he's good.
Good.
I'm too good.
He's too bloody
Extreme
good.
Success.
It's over.
You You're a masterful liar. You start going through this whole thing, and as fake interested as Michael wants to be, you can see even his eyes start to glaze over as he answers
what I
a
was
little
going for.
just getting all this information. Meanwhile, the two of you round the back can hear this amazing voice as Gunthorpe starts to, spin a completely convoluted backstory. The extreme success, it's going to be well and truly enough for the two of you to be able to dart around
Go
and
around the
get
other
to
side.
cover.
We can
I
also
joined
hear him coming.
Yep.
Once we're well away and heading back towards the car, once we're out of sight, can we do a bit of wow?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, I'm sure I've
yes.
got like a soundboard.
Yeah. Get your phone
Absolutely.
app out.
Look, I'll pay the extreme success here. You are walking through. You manage to completely put these two off any suspicion. You just seem like a normal neighbor. And before long, there is maybe the faintest sound, which you immediately recognize as Dina, but it's enough for you to be able to make your excuses and leave if you would like, unless you want to join them for tea. Barbara and Michael are nice people. They'd love to have you. They're really interested in
11
an
p.m.
insurance job. And you get the feeling if you were an insurance salesman, this would be really refreshing for people to be asking about what you do on a day-to-day basis, because God, you've been boring when you describe it.
Yeah, but again, it's just too suspicious. I think I'll stay as long as is polite, but start getting out because I gotta find my cats.
Right, perfect. The two you make your excuses. The two of them offer to follow you on social media. You make more excuses about having to go, so you don't actually have to put down anything you don't have prepared. And before long, you can be back out at the car with the others. You will see the lights at the Watsons' house go out. Bit by bit, you will see the lights at the other houses begin to dim, except for the one where the young girl herself was. At this stage, none of you hear sirens, so if there was an alert, it hasn't proceeded to the, get here now, blast the sirens disturbance yet. At the car, what are the three of you doing?
They're in a cult. That's a cult.
Got a woman in the basement.
They're watching some weird videos. Weird videos. Weird.
They were way too friendly. They made me tea.
You didn't drink it, did you?
Write that down on the form, on the template. Put it in the clues column.
You didn't drink the tea, right?
I don't know. Did I drink the tea? I think I probably had a little bit.
Completely up to you if you did or not.
Tea?
I would have had a little bit, just to be polite.
They're clearly in a
They
cult.
probably had person in it. There's a woman in like a tube thing in the basement. Like they have a hostage. This is serious.
Yeah.
This must have been
in a tube though.
like in a big like perspex glass cylinder. A woman.
Just standing there?
No, she was trying to talk to me. It was too thick to hear her. She was trying to get out. She's being held hostage.
I just. All right.
No, you saw down there. There was the curtain over it.
No, I saw
That
the
was
blanket,
it. That was what I was trying to get in. Yeah.
This is the point where we start calling the police, right?
No.
Well, I mean,
It's a hostage situation.
it is. It is pretty serious, but
Maybe we just tip them off anonymously.
well, I also wonder if this was what Carl was looking into, and if there's more of them. I mean, Carl got grabbed, and he didn't even know what was involved. If we call the police now,
Maybe he
who
did.
knows what's connected to what? I think. I mean, they didn't catch us. I think we're still in the clear. And the woman, while she was being held, didn't seem hurt. I think we need to keep looking into this.
I think you're right. If we tip the police off and they show up and these guys run, then it's all gone for good, right?
All right, maybe
You can't trust them. You can't trust them to do a good job. They're not going to do a good job. They're going to bungle it.
How about once we find Carl? All right. How about once
Yes.
we find Carl and we got him safe, and then
find
we know
Carl.
what he is and then we get the police onto it. I think
Yes.
that's reasonable.
Yes, I think that's reasonable. That makes sense.
Carl, who is definitely not dead in a hospital in Argentina.
No.
Definitely
No,
not, because
no,
we
no,
just saw
that's-
him get bundled into a van.
That ain't
Yes.
him. Speaking of which, have I got a story for you?
before you launch into this, you're going to get into the car and you're going to start driving away. Is my
I think we came in 2 cars.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
We'll get it back on speakerphone.
In which case you can have a chat before you split. But when you can hit me with a destination, please do. And the one thing I want to add as well, this is something that you all know Carl, and it hasn't really come up organically yet. Carl has like an office where he keeps a bunch of documentation. So if you want more, that is also an area that you could go to. It particularly would have occurred to you, Dina, since you've done a lot of work with Carl in the past.
Yeah.
He also has a secretary that he works with.
Okay.
But yeah.
How tuckered out are we, James? We feeling snappy?
You are not exhausted because it is still only like
just 11.
going midnight.
Yeah.
If you want it, it's a Call of Cthulhu scenario. I'm happy for you to get one full night of wild burn. If you want to spend that now, you can. But at this stage, you are also potentially not super compromised, so you might want to go home and have a rest.
We also want to check to see if the air tag has stopped moving.
I think it has.
The air tag has stopped moving. It is at a property, kind of a rural area
just out of town.
Chicago.
That does feel the most pressing, doesn't it? Like if they're
because we just saw somebody get grabbed.
Yeah, if
we saw our friend get grabbed.
Like you don't want to let them get settled.
I know what the smart thing would be to do, but we just saw our friend get grabbed.
Yeah.
Bundled out there. We gotta go. I think
you don't want to let them get settled. I think you wait long enough so that they've stopped, but then once we can catch them, you don't want to get them trenched in.
Also, if we can arrive, if we head up now, we might arrive still during night. It might be a chance to actually sneak in and get him out.
A good time of night. Everyone's asleep.
Okay, so this is my first hostage rescue. Well, second, I guess, attempted one as of earlier today.
Oh, right.
What kind of equipment do we bring to this sort of thing? Is this like ropes probably useful?
I got a couple of crowbars.
That's good. Does anyone have any like smoke grenades?
No, Dina, I don't have any smoke grenades.
Don't even have a tire repair kit anymore.
Okay, all right. Well, so just
doesn't your subscription get you like a delivery every month or something? Isn't that what a subscription's for?
Well, yeah, but that's not the point.
All right.
The people that jumped in, there were like 4 of them. They will have more where we get to. This feels the deep end of the pool,
we've got the
right?
element of surprise.
Okay, we just need to keep it. So we'll try and sneak in, figure out what's happening, get Carl out, and back to the car. That's all we're doing.
Gasoline and a lighter.
Okay. Okay. That's plan C.
There's probably...
It's plan B.
I could probably find some employees.
To join you for a hostage rescue?
I don't know if we want to send interns into a rural hostage situation.
Not interns. I think my dad and my uncle probably know a couple of tough bruiser types, you know.
Can you get in touch with them like now? Because I think we're planning to go now.
That's what I mean. I can try.
Okay. Yeah, if you know, it's different circles.
This feels like a hard credit rating roll. I'm already making things hard for me.
Make a hard credit rating roll.
It was worth a shot.
Worth a shot.
You step away and you start making a couple of calls. There is something on a success here if you want to spend 4 points of luck. I am bleeding you dry.
I know you are. This is what you're trying to do. This is what you're
trying
to do.
Close.
Scunthorpe is not meant to survive this scenario.
I think I
better spend it and give the other investigators the best possible chance of survival. What do I get for a regular success? Like just some gear?
So you start off, you call up your dad. And once you start introducing a little bit of the situation, he basically says, stop. This is not a conversation that you have with me. You need to call your uncle.
Oh no.
Oof.
You call up your uncle, and you get along with him pretty well too. Do you want to give us a vague character profile of your uncle?
Well, based on what you're spitting here, I feel like James Gunthorpe Senior is kind of like the face of the business. He's the wheeler and dealer. He does the smooth talking. He gets the kind of local politicians on side and all that good stuff. And then his brother, whose name is not James, but David. David Scunthorpe.
Dick.
Of course, is like the bruiser, like the tough guy, like he muscles in, and he does dirty work so that his brother stays clean. Yeah, that's what I'm going for.
What
So the
kind
fact
of
that-
law firm is this?
Yeah, it sounds
It's like
super
a big
legitimate.
one, like
I see.
one of the big ones, and you don't
Right.
get to the top without stepping on,
Without
other
breaking a
people.
few kneecaps, it seems.
Exactly right.
You call up David Scunthorpe, and it's late by now. Like I said, it's about midnight, but this sort of
putting my
gruff,
echo back on.
boisterous voice answers you on the other end. David's an affectionate sort, loud, rambunctious. I think to add to the confusion, he calls you Big Jim.
We're getting an Alex in this scenario and a Jackson. I'm not having this shit.
And you start saying, oh, look, I'm just wondering if, and eventually, listen, James, this is a serious kind of thing you're talking about.
I think I'm ready for it, though. That's the thing. I think I'm ready for it.
You start looking down this path, I'm telling you. You're gonna start looking, you're starting to follow your old Uncle Davy more than you're following your dad Jimmy, huh?
Well, I think you gotta have both, right? If I'm gonna run this firm one day, I need to have my foot in both camps.
All right then. Well, couple of guys, you get an address. I need you to call your mother and tell her everything. She organizes that side of the business.
What the fuck is
What a
happening?
twist.
You call mum.
Oh my gosh.
What the
This point
shit?
Start getting through some more serious conversations. It immediately gets looped into quite a bit. You are feeling great. This is progress. You are going to be able to get some people. And then when you start dropping the name of where you are heading out to,
Yeah.
when it falls apart.
Oh.
After being bounced back from your mother to David, once again to your father,
What's
you
the mother's
end up
name?
in a conversation where he very politely explains to you that any kind of property that is officially associated with the Church of Perfect Science is too hot to touch.
Oh.
Understand, they have all kinds of the best security, not just electronics, any kind of monitoring. They hire their own little private mercenary armies. There is no way that even with every resource at Scunthorpe's disposal, they would be able to get in to their complex. And before long, you will be linked, basically a profile on that property. This is the headquarters of the Church of Perfect Science. It is the equivalent of like a
Compound.
a compound onto its own that exists on the outside of Chicago. It is almost certainly breaking a lot of laws, but they have an army of legal professionals that shield it very, very effectively. And you have the AirTag location on the inside, but also as you go through this, you are going to see this is not the first kidnapping complaint leveled against them.
Kidnapping complaint?
Yes.
Complaint is the most vanilla. I think allegation is. I don't think like
investigation. Was there an investigation? Or
There-
is this
this
just a
is-
complaint?
a
No.
complaint
is-
about. I'd like to register a complaint for
Complaint
murder.
about
This is-
kidnapping?
Look, you get into the details of this church and you find all kinds of stories of ex-members claiming they were held against their will. There are stories of people being pulled in, and yet still this compound is allowed to be operated. There is never been a warrant raised to be able to search inside it. No one gets through, and there are absolutely no real-world analogies here that you can look into. So bottom line, this is not something that you're going to be able to hit, so to speak.
So driving
At least
there
not with the
in a
authority of the
shield
police.
forward.
With one
At 1 o'clock
pistol
in the
and
morning
no
is
smoke
not-
grenades.
Okay.
Which we couldn't tell from the outside,
Okay.
right? It was just like a rural property. Like we thought we would probably be going to like a farmhouse and a
Yeah.
barn.
Yeah.
No, this is, and you can get a Google Maps image from this. This is properly like it's a several acre property. There's a great whopping mansion in the middle of it, high security walls, cameras lining the whole thing, security grates, multiple garages. Yeah.
Well, heck, what do we do?
So is your mother like a super criminal?
I had no idea.
What's going on?
This is a lot of
here?
revelations
Stuff
for you today.
I mean, yeah, I thought Dad was the squeaky clean face, so that Uncle Dave could be the down and dirty one. Turns
Kind of
out,
sounds like your dad married into a crime family.
Yeah, it sounds like
turns
it's
out-
more criminal than lawyer at this point.
it turns out Dave is actually like the tough and bruisey face, so that Mom does the actual dirty work.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay, well, that's for you to
I'm-
process on your own time.
Yeah, that's
And here I was thinking I knew Alexandria Scunthorpe.
Oh, you're so close, but so far.
Don't care.
If anything, I think he's more pleased about that.
I think it's better.
All right, so we can't storm this tonight. That would be
Well,
foolish.
That would
If at
that would
all.
be silly.
If you
So we
want
need
to
to-
do it, it would have to be stealth. You're not raiding the place, is more to the point.
yeah.
You could try and sneak around, just with the caveat that that's going to be enormously, difficult. This is you are sneaking into a locked facility.
I think we want his office and
Were the people that abducted him wearing uniforms, Jim?
They were wearing the
Like, oh, that's
same
suits.
mass-bought,
Polo
commercially
khakis.
available but high-quality faceless gear. So ski mask,
yeah.
heavy jacket, combat pants, the kind
The
that
mask.
Lucas wears.
Gives us a
basically what
chance.
I'm wearing, except nice.
Yeah,
Yes.
no skulls
Yes.
on it, which is kind of weak.
Not tacky.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
could try and get uniforms, which I'm very excited about.
The mask is a fun point.
Yeah, the mask is a really fun point.
The balaclava makes this interesting.
That kind of brings it back for me.
We've
More
done
as a
this
player
before.
than a character.
We as a party have done this
Yeah.
before. We as players have done this before to middling success.
Yeah.
That sounds like
Normally
our
these
end.
sorts of things end with us burning down a house and fleeing in the night, which I'm also fine with.
I'm good points of demolition. We're good.
Let's be clear, middling success, but full effort.
Yeah.
Trying our
I
best.
reckon that's our go. I reckon tomorrow we get some uniforms. Yeah.
Okay, so
Tonight.
how about we go to his office tonight?
I
Yeah.
think, look, if he's
got
got
a
himself
key?
kidnapped, that
Yeah.
probably means he knows more than we do
story.
right now.
Story. Scunthorpe, you said you had a story.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. So, and then the other thing, got another lead, I think is what you call them. Get a new page in the book. There's a new
I
lead.
flip it open.
I don't.
I got another call from, checking my notes because I have them, Dr. Sanchez, who told me about Dave being found in Venezuela. She's sending an associate, Teresa Campillo, to Chicago, arriving tomorrow with the statue that Dave was found with in Antarctica.
Statues. Oh man, this is big. This is big. I don't want to say anything before, but now the statues coming here. Statues, man.
Yeah,
My
well,
cousin's boyfriend's
it's coming-
doctor, who is definitely an extraterrestrial, got full obsessed with one of those. It's been all over the dark web.
I'm writing on
Statues, man.
autopilot, and then I realize I'm writing about statues and aliens. I start crossing things out. I go, no, hang on, no, let's get that shit out of my notes.
Well, yeah, but
Real
see, the
scalpel look at that
statues.
one.
The statue's on the way here because the Carl Day in Venezuela has died,
He's dead?
and then there were some gunshots,
He's not.
and I don't
What?
think Dr. Sanchez is still
What?
alive either. And someone picked up the phone and said my name, and then I hung up.
What do they sound like?
What do they sound like, Jim? They sound a lot
They-
like
they didn't
Jim.
Deep voiced and sinister.
They
Jim.
didn't sound like you, did they?
Oh, no.
I mean,
but
just
that'd be
saying.
good. That'd be good.
No, it wouldn't be. It would not be.
Listen,
What? What?
There's a lot going on. There's a lot.
Yes.
Okay, let's go back to what we can deal with. Let's go to the office. Let's find out what Day was looking into. There must be if there's any sort of reference to, because currently I think the Argentina might be separate and ultimately someone else's problem.
Not Venezuela.
Venezuela. Wait, which one? No, which one? I don't know which one it is.
I think it was
it's Argentina. It's Argentina.
And I started
It's
saying
Argentina.
Venezuela. That's my bad.
Okay. We can meet with the woman when she arrives with the statue and we can take a look, but unless we find evidence of the statue in Day's reports, this might just be a look-alike or... Although he knew us by name.
Let's start in the office and let's get the statue at some point tomorrow.
And let's try and get some balaclavas. I'm
I like
pretty
that idea.
motivated by that strategy.
That's a good strategy.
All right.
I'm gonna get some more gasoline.
Here's the address. Scunthorpe, if you want to meet us there. And we will go into... Is it in like a... I'm imagining it's like your typical PI thing, Jim. It's like above a something else, like a, laundromat or whatever, and seedy. Yeah.
Absolutely. Why don't you pick what it's above for the full effect?
A laundromat and pretty seedy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Well, it's between a laundromat and a bowling alley.
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, well, it's exactly that. It's a tiny office in the middle of it's a commercial block with a bunch of buildings on top. You get in through an alleyway. There's an outdoor fire escape. You know where it is. You've had a few meetings there. In fact, all of you have probably been there at one point or another.
Awesome. We're good to arrive.
Okay. Yep. Fantastic. So, before long, the collection of you all drive through and arrive at the office. Now, I'll say quickly as well, Carl has an apartment, which is not too far away as well, if you just want to be going through this guy's entire life. But his office is where he keeps most of his
He's a
work.
detective. He'd sleep in the office drunk.
Yeah,
That's what
the time.
detectives do.
Exactly. You park around the block. You're not too far from the Insomnia Coffee House where you were going to meet him the other day. When you get there and you pile out, you're all heading along towards the office. Can I get each of you to make a spot hidden check, unless you would like to be doing something else?
You were going to say that. I was afraid you were going to say that.
Easy.
I don't think I can pitch anything else. A fail.
I got it though.
Okay, Lucas, you're the kind of
The
guy.
paranoia kicking in.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
The paranoia kicks in.
It's not paranoia if everybody is after you.
Exactly. By the time you arrive, it's probably about 1:30 a.m. It's getting real late. And when you are heading towards the building, the fire escapes are heading up. You're going to go into this hallway through it. You track along the building and you can see that there's only one light up in the whole thing. And judging by your positioning, you reckon it's the light in Carl's apartment, and you see briefly a shadow moving across the window. Someone is in the office. Someone is in there currently as you're beginning to head up.
I'm gonna grab the other two and point it out. Someone's in there.
In the office?
In the office, someone's in there.
Okay.
Could be,
Okay.
could be the
That's Dave's
secretary.
office.
Could be his secretary.
This time
This
of night?
late?
I mean,
Listen.
if he's gone missing, people might be
Does
looking
she
into the
know
same thing
that?
we are.
Hey, this is an opportunity.
Like it's suspicious.
This is an opportunity. This is the dry run, okay? If we can stealth in and deal with one person, we can deal with the compound. If we fail this, no chance, okay?
I
So
suspect
everyone,
that's a false equivalency,
quiet.
but I like your confidence.
I open my bag and I say, who wants what? I'm taking the taser. There is bear spray and a gun. There are also like some various, things you could whack them with, like a club.
Best break.
Bear spray? Okay. Lucas, do you want the gun?
Not
This is
really.
planned. This is the worst one.
But okay.
Okay. Do you want it? Otherwise, I can leave it in the bag.
Let's just leave that.
Okay.
Leave
I
that
put
in
it
the bag.
in the bag. I put it in the bag. All right. Okay.
This is us like utterly failing to roleplay Americans, I suspect.
No, I think we have a
Rifle
healthy
shotgun,
respect
I
for
don't
the
know how to- I
gun.
don't know how to use a handgun. I've got rifle shotgun.
Oh, okay.
That's all right then.
all right.
I've got rural.
Ruh-roh. All right. We're gonna move quietly and then in the house. Let's go.
Okay.
Break it.
So
Well, we've got a key, but we're gonna try and.
you
I
head-
assume one of us would have a key.
I don't think I would have a key.
I think
think he'd let us in,
Scunthorpe-
right?
I think Scunthorpe might as his lawyer.
I don't. People don't really give out keys to people that much, do they? Like,
But
we'll
I
just
mean,
let you in.
Why don't you all make a luck check? I'll
gonna
need
say
a
that.
card or higher to have a key.
I think I yield mine. I don't think I'm that close.
for some fucking reason.
You made a copy of it.
not
You're
okay.
paranoid. You stole it.
I
Yeah.
think I actually
I
like.
made a copy. I made a copy
Yeah.
just out of paranoia. Yeah, I've got copies of everybody's keys.
What?
Every time someone lends you a key, you copy it.
I was going to say the other option is that you're the only one Carl really trusts because it's you. You know, like anyone else wouldn't
I'm
take this.
paranoid.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Nice.
So,
I've just got a key ring and I've just got a whole heap of keys on it, and you think you might spot yours on there when I pull it out.
it's even got the same like
I recognize
styling and
those
decoration
teeth.
on it, same
Yeah.
color choice, everything. Perfect. Okay, so you have a key. So you can get in. You head up to the fire escape entrance, and what this is going to do is going to open into a hallway where there are a bunch of mostly disused, or at least disused this late at night, rooms. You might find another person at some job description who is sleeping in their office, but that's fine. And you'll open up and you'll see the apartment just around the corner. You come in, and I'll need all of you to make a stealth check as you begin to approach.
Warm.
Oh, nice. 92,
This is
92.
good. This is fun.
Stealth.
Oh, this is fun. This is
Very,
good.
very quiet.
Okay, so
This is
here's what
great.
happens. The collection of you open the hallway door and step
Immediately.
in, ready to like head to the door and then creep and peek. And unfortunately, there is someone stationed outside in the hallway, right? So you
Eye
open
contact.
up and immediately there's a figure outside of Carl's door. It is a relatively bulky man. He has short brown hair that's pretty cut back to look relatively generic. He is wearing black cargo pants and like a heavy sweater, the base of the clothes that you saw the kidnappers wear. He's also wearing gloves indoors, and they are the kind of gloves that you can, they are softer so you can actually get use of your fingers. He is not wearing a face mask. When he sees the collection of you, he is going to just kind of look down and kind of cross his arms. At this point, like just trying to sort of remain unnoticed, basically. He's just standing around outside the door. If you want to push this roll, you can, whoever gets in first, you can grab the other and try and yank him back. And that would be, it's clear to him that you are reacting to his presence. But at this point, you've just been spotted. There is someone clearly inside the office and he is standing guard outside.
I'm
He
tempted.
doesn't,
like-
but he doesn't know that we're aiming for that one.
I was
No,
gonna
well,
say,
He just thinks we're sneaking in.
he just thinks you're right. This is a hallway. There are a bunch of doors along
The
here.
fact that we came in the fire escape is this but there was a door.
That's how you get in. You have the top floors here are all accessed by this outdoor staircase. It's a fire escape and main door. It's
Yeah.
the stairwell.
It's not weird for us to be coming in through
Yeah.
this way.
No, well, yeah, you just
Okay,
to be here
I
at
reckon we
midnight.
just walk on past. I'm just gonna. What do we know about the officers either side?
Let's find the vents.
the officers either side. You probably
Accountant,
wouldn't have
probably.
any reason to go into the other ones, but why don't you are paranoid, Lucas? Why don't you make, I guess, your job is practically being paranoid. Do you want to make an education check?
Or I would say if we just
Or-
look like we're trying to go in one of the next ones.
mean- Intelligence? I don't have much. He's not an educated guy. He's puts things together.
Education can counts for on-the-job training. Look, make an intelligence.
Yeah.
I'll take a hard intelligence just to see if you know the general vibe.
Nice.
Okay.
If anyone remembers my sanity score,
yeah.
and wants to draw a line
Hooked.
between sanity and intelligence and power and intelligence here.
So one of the officers on the other side, the right-hand side, is disused, but the owner keeps it tightly locked up. So there is a proper heavy lock, and you know from the outside that the windows are all shuttered. The office on the other side, you're pretty sure is the supplies, storage, and admin area for a cleaning company. It sees pretty frequent usage. They keep it locked and standard, everything like that, but it's not like heavy duty security. It does have more of a risk of someone being around, or you having to cover your tracks, or it having some kind of alarm or anything like that.
And windows on the outside of the building.
Little
If we
balconies
go
on each
into
one,
this-
so you could, if you could get out, you might have to do some lock picking or smashing of a shutter or two, but you could get through.
The guy's seen us now, right?
Yeah, he's seen us. I think we're playing a
We're
walk.
going for Carl's office.
I think we should freeze up and then try and just walk forward coolly.
Play it casual.
Just walk forward and just like pick another door and try
See
to
if we
get
can get
in and
into
be
that
like,
closet,
oh,
yeah,
well, wrong
yeah.
key. Oh, God, you have to go all the way back. Oh, well.
Yeah, I reckon we try and get into that cleaning supply closet next door.
You're trying to act natural, but fortunately,
Yeah.
so is this guy. So he stays pretty reticent. You get right to you go into the cleaning supply door.
Yeah.
It's like closet. It's like the office of a cleaning supply.
Yeah, it's
Yeah. But this is where they
business.
store all their stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. You
I kind
get
of want
to
in there
that-
anyway.
You get to that door and you start trying to sort of. Now you don't have a key for this. There's no reason for you.
Oh, well, Jim.
There is a limit to paranoia.
Yeah.
There is
No,
way
I
you
don't
could-
have a key for
Okay.
this. But Dinah's not bad with a lock.
Yeah.
Dina's okay with
I'm
a lock,
gonna
alright.
stand so that as Lucas is getting the rattling
Yeah.
keys out, we block
Basically,
vision, and then I'm
just
gonna try
kill
and
him.
get out my little lockpick and try
Okay.
and jimmy my way through.
All right, so this is quite difficult because you need to get there and like rake it really quick to make it look like it is possible. Are either of the other two trying to provide any cover? Because
Oh
otherwise,
yeah.
it's just gonna
I'm
be fairly
standing.
obvious.
I'm standing, looking like I'm going through the keys, so that when
Yeah.
when Dina unlocks it, I can be like, oh, got it.
Found it.
Um,
Yeah.
Do you want to make? I think Lucas, functionally, I'd be happy for you to provide a bonus dice to either of these two as backup. I was going to say, Scunthorpe, do you want to make a fast talk check to try and sell this illusion?
I think they'll. I was thinking about listening out for anyone inside Kyle's office and hear what they're doing in there.
You can do that, which means at this point it's going to be a regular to get the door open and a hard to get the door open without the person there realizing that you're picking the lock.
All right. In that case, yeah, let's go. I'll do like a fast talk to help cover.
Okay. All right. So make your file, and you can apply to bonus dice to either of these rolls, Lucas.
Oh, I'm not.
I would prefer that
Look,
bonus
it's Dina.
dice. I
It's
think.
Dina.
Yeah.
It's Dina picking the lock
Yep.
with a bonus dice.
These two.
All right.
Okay.
Let's try the fast talk.
Yeah.
Charges on the
He's
fast
good.
talk. So you are sort of smiling apologetically.
Mr. Smith was so clear. We gotta get. There was just so much vomit down at the elementary school, and they need to get it done by tomorrow. Come on.
Much vomit.
I really hope we got the right key here. Come on.
I reach into my pockets and I pull out I've still got my hand death gripped around the taser and I have to undrop it. My hands are covered in sweat, my heart is thumping, so I sort of wipe it down the blazer and then hands shaking, get out the little pick, and we'll try and do what I've only really practiced in my downtime in the car. So I've got a bonus dice, right?
You have a bonus dice. That's right.
Come on.
Here we go. Failure and
Luckable.
it's luckable.
35,
It's a regular
14
success at this
points.
point because of the cover. So that if you can get that regular success, you'll.
I spend
otherwise, you can
15
push it.
points. I can push it.
14.
You can push it. The penalty is
Sorry,
going to be fairly obviously spilling the whole game. I think it's that you shake so much that your taser falls onto the ground in front of people, and at this point,
Yeah.
I'm
The
a
situation
little
progresses.
tempted to push it.
I think this is the push.
That is
no,
half
no,
my
no.
luck
So
gone. I have such low luck.
I'd rather.
You want in?
If you don't want, no, we don't need to get in there. If you don't want to lock it, I think we leave it a failure. Be like, oh no,
come
they
on,
gave
we
us
gotta
the
get in
wrong
there."
key. We gotta go. We don't have to get in here. We want to get into. I don't know. That's my.
I
That's my
actually,
pitch.
I'll luck it. Let's see how far we can get this ruse to
I'd
go.
rather luck it
Yeah.
or fail.
So that is 14 points of luck. I'm down to 26 luck. I get it in, and it's just, I don't know, once the muscle memory is gone, so it's just shaking. I think just by luck, it's not a very good lock, and I'm able to just rake it clear.
Absolutely.
Slide it open.
Go through, and the lock, thank God, opens, and you can see the person outside, visibly detense. They're just as glad that you have gone about your business and not started asking questions about them, it seems, as you are. You slip inside this room, and you can shut the door.
That fucking guy.
Inside, This is a pretty dour, simple office. You can see a cleaning supply cupboard. That seems to be, it's got labels. There's a little sign-out sheet. You can assume there'll be some chemicals in there. There's a desk covered in paperwork with an old computer set on it. There is a large window which you can open up the shutters for to be able to get out onto the balcony, and that would let you clamber across relatively easily onto the balcony of Day's office. The walls are also pretty thin. If you want to have a listen, now would be the time.
So the first thing we should do is grab like 2 bottles of chemicals and like a bag of sawdust.
Oh, I'm grabbing some chemicals. I'm definitely grabbing some chemicals.
I meant for the cover story, but
For the ruse,
No,
yeah.
I'm grabbing some
Lucas
chemicals.
just wants chemicals.
Whatever takes your fancy, that's fine.
Oh yeah.
All right.
And yes, listen to the wall. Listen to the wall.
Do you want to grab any particular flavor of chemical, Lucas?
Yeah.
Aggressive.
I want some ammonia, and I want some bit of bleach. I want bleach, I want ammonia, and I want some isopropyl alcohol.
Do you want to make a demolitions check
like
for
a-
me?
Yeah. I want some unstable
want to bleep that in the-
isoparaffin, that's what I want.
Yep, there goes our algorithm again.
Nicely done.
Yeah.
All right. Lucas knows his business. You get over to the door. There is a little key near it. It's just because once they're in the office, they expect everybody to be able to come back and forth. You can open it. There's a bag that you can grab. Yeah, you have assorted cleaning supplies with which you can make all kinds of fun things. Much more lethal than air tags.
Yes.
That's what you're doing. Meanwhile, the other two.
I'm gonna
Listen to the
shrug,
wall.
and I'm gonna shrug my bag off and start lacing my shoes. I'm gonna head towards the window, pry it open, and see what the jump across situation looks like.
Okay, your hands are still a little sweaty, so it actually takes you a while to get the shoes properly laced. But once you've calmed down your heartbeat a little bit, you can go and you can open that, you can peer across. But first of all, listening at the wall. Make a listen check for me, Scunthorpe.
Get him.
No.
No. Okay. Someone's moving, but that's about it. You don't hear any rumble of conversation. You don't hear anything beyond that.
They don't like
Would
smashing.
pushing this look like?
So there's one of those little kind of wall grates for air circulation.
Of course.
If you could climb up onto the desk right at the corner, that chair probably takes your weight, and have a listen. Pushing, you are going to stack it and create some real suspicious noises.
I love it. I'm absolutely
Rock
pushing
and
it.
roll.
Because that's a fun consequence for failure, but I've got 50 skill. So I fail once and I get 16.
You won't fail.
That's how maths works. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you get up and you start to have a listen. When you put your foot on the chair the first time, it buckles at the front, but you go, oh, okay. Step at the back, and you're able to get close and keep your balance. When you have a listen through, this sort of dull rumble, which you thought might have just been an air conditioning unit, you actually managed to recognize from that one time that you spent interning at the higher levels of the law firm. That is a document shredder, and they got very into using it.
Oh, no.
Oh. Hell yeah.
Oh, no.
Meanwhile, you can relay this information if you would like in a second, but Dina, you get
I'm
out,
just getting ready for all of us to go. Yeah.
out up onto the balcony, doors open, you can peek across. Some small luck. The blinds on the outside, the sort of heavy shutters, which can only be undone from the inside unless you are a talented locksmith or strong, are currently open. So the access from the balcony is open, and you can see somebody moving about inside, just like their silhouette, their shadow occasionally at flicker.
Okay. Once we hear it's a document shredder, and with the
Well, no,
windows
I'm
open,
gonna-
we can't talk too much.
More specifically, I'm going to say there's shredding documents in there, right? All right, but documents that can be undone. I know some people. They can unshred documents. We can't do that if they take them away. We got to distract
get
them so they leave without taking the shredded documents with them.
Okay.
Okay. Also,
That's
if we,
all I got.
yeah. Does one of you want to go back out the front and get that guy? I'm gonna go this way.
Get that guy.
What if I set the building on fire?
No. Don't set the building on fire. It's a block. There's other buildings.
They must have carbon monoxide detectors. If you can make some gas that'll set them off, then they might evacuate.
They'll just take it with them. They'll just hurry up. They're going to ignore the alarms. No, we gotta go now. I'm going to swing myself around on the outside.
I'm gonna go distract this guy and
couple
hopefully
stories
get people
up.
out of the building.
I'm gonna do what I'm told.
Lucas, you don't get told. I think, unfortunately, the other two go off in different directions.
Heck.
You have to pick.
I don't want to go swing.
You've got the
Spider-Man.
pepper spray too.
I think Dina needs help. I think Dina's gonna need.
Dina's got this.
Dina's got this. Okay, I could use some fast talk.
No, I'm just see what happens.
Did I get a sense, Jim, how many people are in there? At least?
Sound like one, right?
Just one.
Just one? Well, that's fine.
I got his ass.
Okay.
Okay, I'll go with Bailey or Lucas. I lost track.
Yeah, that's the point. Okay. So.
And I'll do what I'm told.
Okay.
I'm gonna like press a little bit of I'm gonna like rifle through the chemicals and press like a little bit of a small container of an isoparaffin into Scunthorpe's hands, and my lighter to be like, this is gonna evaporate really, really quickly. It's not gonna start a big fire. It's fine.
Okay, what do I do?
We're gonna go out. You're gonna go into the stairwell, and you're gonna tell people there's a fire because there will be a fire.
Oh, gotcha. Where? In here?
And you're gonna cause a panic and get people out.
All right. Great. I can do that. Yeah, that's what I can do.
So like,
Thank you.
go down, like maybe like a floor down in the stairwell or something. Little fire. Set the alarms off. Come back out, freak out with fire. I'm
I'll set
gonna
the
get
alarms.
this big guy out of here first.
All right. But I'll just run around. I'll just pull fire alarms. That's what I can do?
Yeah. And
That's
if you
what
need
I'll
an actual fire, that'll evaporate real quickly and won't actually cause any damage.
Wait, in my hands?
Yeah.
I think
set your hands on fire. Put it somewhere.
Oh, okay.
You just put it on its surface. It'll evaporate really quickly. Little fire will burn out real fast. But if you need if you need to set up a fire that people can see to believe that it's a fire, little fire, it'll evaporate fast.
Can we start the fire in here? No. Okay, let's do it under the.
No, don't start the fire in here.
We'll all die if
The
you do that.
chemicals. Don't start the fire in here.
Where's the fire coming from?
Wherever you need it to.
All right. You know what? I'm just
Just
gonna
gonna
figure it
get
out.
people out of the building. I'm gonna go get this big guy out of here first.
All right. I'm gonna walk out slow and then give you a few seconds and then I'll panic.
Oh, you'll know. You'll know.
Oh, okay. I'll wait for your signal.
Is there an internal staircase and an external one as well?
There is an internal staircase that leads. Actually, sorry, no, it's just external. You get in through the external staircase. That's just it. Sorry.
Okay. I'll give Scunthorpe enough time to get into the level downstairs.
I'll
Because
wander
I'm gonna try and
outside.
get this guy onto the street.
Yeah, I'll wander outside and I can spot a fire from outside.
Okay, so you head out. Now, this conversation and getting ready is going to take a second, which means that Dina is going to have enough time to maybe provoke a change to all plans.
Operation
yeah.
Bad Idea is in progress.
Dina, you get outside, you have a look. Now, it's not a big gap. You really can just sort of go. Here's the idea. You're trying to surprise this person. I want either a stealth check from you or I will take a climb because you were just doing it quickly. Like you were just going in so fast.
Mine are both similar.
Actually,
Myself.
I'm gonna go before Scunthorpe. I'm gonna go out and try and get the big guy out before Scunthorpe.
Okay, sure
That's
thing.
his thing.
So as soon as
back to you in a second
Yeah.
as you round.
As soon as I get outside and open the thing and I'm like perched on the window and I can see the little jump, I'm like, in my head, I'm trying to think of like, all right, if this were like flat ground, I could do that easy. It's just jumping across the sidewalk. That's easy. But the wind's whipping and I'm immediately having second thoughts. I'm going to hype myself up though and make the jump. My stealth is a little bit higher, but I do have like 40 climb, so I think I can justify like the ability to do it. I've also got a couple points in jump, so I'll go for stealth to try and stick the landing and then clamber my way inside.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's go.
Oh,
Hard success.
Easy.
Absolutely fine. So it's just normal. It's just normal. You fall. Your sweaty hands almost slip purchase, but you get, and then you quickly slide yourself over and step into the room. It's being ransacked. All the drawers are open. There are shredded documents everywhere. There's bags filled with stuff that probably just isn't safe to shred. And there is one guy. He's taken off his mask and he has placed it to a side. And he's just sort of moving through, going. You manage to hesitate when you know he's passing and step through. You recognize this man. You recognize this man from your childhood. As we established in the first session, your father and Carl have been friends for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
This man is Jake Day, Carl's son, and he is wearing the same outfit. And he
He'd be about my age.
He would, yeah. You are probably exactly the same age. You know, weird sort of childhood friend kind of situation, where you know, every time your dads got together, you two would just hang out for ages.
Yeah.
You haven't seen him in a while.
Since I was like a kid, yeah.
Maybe because he joined a cult.
Probably. I will say the last time you saw him was when your dad died, because that probably genuinely cut off.
But at that point, there was a bit of distance that we weren't close. Okay. I'm gonna freeze for a moment seeing that, and then double down on my plan. I'm inside a smaller room where I've stepped in. I'm gonna get my back up against it, then edge a boot out towards a chair or something, and knock it over. My plan is he comes in and I fucking tase his ass in the neck.
That's exactly what happens. You knock over a chair. Jake spins around. You hear like a then 2 steps
What was
forwards.
that?
Must have been the wind, you know? Yeah. Come out just and you lunge with the taser.
My strategy is also, I'm a small person. I fully leap at him, grapple onto his neck, and in an attempt to bring him down.
Nice. Absolutely. So here's what we're going to do. So he is surprised, which means he has no chance to riposte or dodge this.
Thank
So
God.
this is just a neutral situation.
Come on.
Now, also, you have prepared this. You have ready. You've functionally aimed because you were in a stealth position for a while. I'm perfectly happy for you to take a bonus die on this attack.
I would love that, James. All right. Come on. That's good.
Oh,
That is good.
That is a success. Is his build greater than 3? I wouldn't think
His
so.
build is not greater than 3, which
All
means that he is...
He is stunned for 1d6 rounds as I drive it into his neck. The muscles contort and he just fucking eats it onto the carpeting.
Absolutely. He slumps down onto the carpet. And is he heard? Let's find out what's happening outside. Roll a d6 for me as we jump across to Lucas.
Hell yeah.
You step outside, Lucas. You can see the guy looks up, sees you, looks back down, trying not to get... nicely done. Trying not to get any attention. What's your move?
We don't know that Dina's just stealthed the shit out of this.
Look, you guys did communicate pretty effectively. I'm happy for you to have sort of...
Medium.
Medium.
I kind of just went for it.
You knew there was only one person inside. Dina had a taser in her hand. You can assume that things were going to maybe go well.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna hang out in the hall then at this point. Like not burrow, but like I'm gonna like smile and nod at him, just hey buddy, and then look down at my phone. I've got a hand in my jacket pocket, just casually. It's on my camera. And I'm just gonna act like I'm texting something.
Yep.
Just yeah.
Okay. Perfect.
And I'm gonna yell to Scunthorpe in the chemical room.
Please do.
No, I think I'm just gonna be like, oh, you can take your time. They're still checking what they need. Give us another minute. No reception in that room. Like we're checking what we need. We've got a holding pattern.
I will take that to mean I will do nothing.
And then if we hear things go to shit, we're gonna cause chaos.
I was gonna say, if it suits as well, as soon as this dude eats it, I'm gonna get my phone out and call one of those two. So because we can stay in contact through.
Yep, you absolutely can. I'm happy for this to you are able to communicate outside. You've effectively separated them. The guy outside hears like a faint thump from inside, but it could be anything. Could just be something.
The
and
document
also doesn't want to
shredder.
leave while there are people in the hallway.
Exactly.
good.
I'm in a position to basically, if things go to shit, I'm in a spot where I'm going to distract the big guy outside the door, and Scunthorpe can go either way because he's in the chemical room.
You have effectively gotten in with the stealth thing. You are watching Lucas, so you're ready to back up if anything goes wrong.
Jim, it's a pincer.
It's
a pincer.
It is. Close enough too. Anyway, Scunthorpe, you can take any action you would like now. Meanwhile, Dina inside. Jake is on the ground, twitching.
Shut up. I'm dialing Scunthorpe as this is happening. I've got it on speaker nearby. I'm like, shut up. And I'm jamming like socks into his mouth. I'm going to try and gag and restrain his wrists. And I go, Scunthorpe, I got him. I got the one. You can go around the side.
You got who?
His ass.
Okay, there's still one in the hallway, I think.
Yeah. I think I could get him too. Yeah, I can get him.
All
This is Taser's fucking raw.
All right, so you think, what if we distract in the hallway? You can just come out the door?
I need to restrain him, and then if you're nearby with the bear spray, that'll be just spray his ass and I'll tase him in the back.
Okay, I got an idea too.
Okay.
Let me know when you're ready.
All right. Almost. I'm gonna. I don't know what survival to trust this dude.
This guy's unconscious at this point. I'm perfectly happy for you to be able to trust him.
Good, because I have no skills in that.
Yeah, you are fine. It's a bit improvised. It's not
I think I
gonna
do a
last
bad job of it, just to flag. I think if this dude is left unattended for a little while, he will get out of them.
Exactly that. But with the context of the collection of you here, I'm happy for that to go through. But can you get the other one?
I'm gonna take the stuff that Bailey gave me, just splash a little bit on one arm,
Yep.
and then look for an ignition source.
I gave you a lighter too.
You gave me a lighter?
did.
Excellent.
This is a good plan. This is a good
No,
plan.
this is a good plan.
This is a good
This
plan.
is actually a very good plan.
Take some deep breaths, splash on my sleeve,
Incredible.
kick over like a sealed bucket, just like a trash can, just to
Yeah.
make a crashing sound, and then stumble out into the hallway, one arm alight.
Oh
Yep.
my
Wave
god.
it around.
Nice.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Make for me a fast talk check, and then I guess make for me a survival check. Let's
Hey,
see how.
I could do a demolitions check here because
Yeah,
I can tell you
or
right now what
can-
I
Oh,
gave him.
you did give these to him. You make
And
a
I
retroactive
can tell you
demolitions
right
check.
now what I would have given him is an isoparaffin with a pretty high flash point but a high evaporation point. So this thing goes up quickly. It's not going to stay light for long. You're wearing a suit. Is it a nice suit? Perhaps it's a
Not
woolen suit
anymore.
made of natural fibers that's going to burn up real quick. It's
This
not
is-
going to melt to your skin. You're good. This is
fun.
fine.
We'll throw the
So
jacket
make
off.
a
This is
demolitions
fine.
check, and if you fumble, he was wearing a synthetic flammable
yeah.
suit, and you accidentally, made
Murdered him.
You're
That's
gonna
fine.
have a bad time.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good
Nice.
stuff. And
fine.
Fast talk.
So that's remove the survival roll. Now I just have to sell it, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Excellent. I do.
Okay, Dina, you finish tying up, and then you hear yells outside, and you hear Scunthorpe's wailing, and this deep voice go, "Oh my god!" And you burst out
Help him!
on
Help
fire,
him!
waving your arm. What does Scunthorpe look or act like in such a disaster? What's the reaction?
Oh, it's honestly, it's a fairly natural reaction. Didn't think it'd be that bright or that hot
it
or
goes
that
up.
like.
He's no longer
fast.
acting.
So yeah, no longer acting. Just okay. Oh, that's good. That's good.
And
It's not stopping. It's not stopping.
This guy panics. He has no idea how to react to this situation. He sort of hovers near you, kind of like moves forward. He's away from the
And
door.
you come
He's
straight to
completely
the
distracted.
straight to the door. Yeah.
Yeah. Here is the moment. Dina, you can burst out if you would
I
like.
charge across and slam against the door, and I look through the little eye hole, and for a moment I have a fisheye view of Scunthorpe going like this with the fire and the big guy walking forward before I crank it open, and same as I did last time, I'm gonna try and leap on him and tase his ass.
I'm gonna try and take the bear spray that Scunthorpe took and
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. It's all yours.
bear spray him in the face.
Please.
Lucas, absolutely.
I've got it.
Now, I'm pretty sure I don't actually know the mechanics for bear spray if they
I've
are
got 'em.
separate. You've got him. I was
Yeah.
going to say otherwise you can just provide a bonus die to the well, sorry.
Please bear
This
spray.
is-
It's gonna be so good if I get bear sprayed in the face as I'm doing this.
I won't bear spray you in the face.
You
I
spray
think-
that
I
shit
think-
into the general
here's what we're
vicinity.
gonna
We're
do.
all getting bear spray.
This
That's
guy's-
the backup. The bear spray's the backup.
This
Nuts.
guy is completely surprised, so no chance to riposte or anything, but I'm not going to give you two bonus die because you haven't prepared this. You can
No.
both make a roll with bear spray and with the taser.
So the thing with
I'm
bear
just
spray,
holding the bear spray. If he doesn't go down with the taser, I'm absolutely bear spraying him.
yeah. So with the bear spray, it's you get really close. You don't use point blank with it. It
Yeah.
uses brawl, and the target rolls under their dex, and if they don't get an extreme success, they are temporarily blinded.
Cool.
As they
the,
just
Surely the fire show I'm putting on would contribute a penalty die to that saving throw.
As he tries to get the fuck out of the way.
I would.
Hey,
I also think it's very fair for me to roll it.
This,
too.
the fire
Yeah, I'll taser
display
it.
has removed the need for any stealth.
Okay.
Is the functionality of that.
Understood.
So
Come on.
it's not going to apply a
2
bonus
for
because
2.
He's also amped, like he's very alert, but he's just not expecting a
Taser to the back, to the spine. Yeah, taser him first, and if he doesn't go down, I will bear spray him.
Okay, so you lunge outside and go with the taser. Unfortunately, he has moved forward towards Scunthorpe, and as you appear out in the open, he is just out of range. There's a crackle. He spots you out of the corner of his eye, turns, looks straight into the nozzle of a bear spray can, and...
So I'm rolling a brawl?
Yeah, it's fighting brawl. It is also mace spray, actually, technically. I've been calling it bear spray.
okay.
There we go.
My brawl go.
If you give us
Not
a...
much brawl. Where is it?
Top right, fighting.
There it is. No.
5 points.
5 points.
Yeah.
Better
I
had.
want to hit him with the bear spray.
Okay, so he needs
I did
to...
get 10 at the start of the session.
So he needs to now roll a... Oh, sorry, they just need to roll under... What? Yeah, it's a dex test. If they don't get an
It's a
extreme, they're
dex test.
blinded.
Okay.
Now, they're blinded rather than like fully incapacitated, I think. But
Yeah.
So
we'll then just get him with the next one.
this is an enclosed space, and
Yeah.
immediately this is like this
So we're all making
horrific,
decks, aren't we?
eye-watering, burning sensation hits everybody.
Can I roll
It even
too?
confuses you, who's got a literal burning sensation, Scunthorpe, on your arm. In comparison, this guy has a dex of 40.
Can I roll
good.
2, Jim?
Oh,
That's a fumble.
Please do, yes.
incredible. So we
He's
all making
fumbled.
dex checks?
Oh, that's that's in my initiative. Ignore that.
Wait, so your roll to
Got it
resist
in.
the bear spray, you mean?
Yeah, it's in a enclosed environment. I'm right behind him.
Makes sense to me.
Fumbled, though.
I extremed, unfortunately. Really want to get maced.
Yeah. With a fumble and in the interest of moving things forward, I'm completely happy.
got
This
him.
guy collapses to the ground, holding at his
Got him.
face, lets out one big gasp, gets a mouthful of it, and vomits all over the ground. Lucky you have all that cleaning
Like
stuff.
we've got all the cleaning supplies.
I tase him in the neck.
He falls down.
Fuck you.
You're able to drag him back inside through the vomit, leaving a trail on the ground where you put him next to poor old Jake, who is now smelling
Yeah,
the
that's what
bear
you
spray.
get.
As you pile them both into the corner of the room, you can both slide in. Scunthorpe, what does the aftermath of your situation look like? I'm happy the fire will go out.
It just burns out. It'll
think it's fine.
just burn out. Your suit's ruined. Your suit is ruined as fuck.
Is it though? Like I buy
Yes.
nice suits. I
Yeah, we
You light them on
turned
fire, they tend to get
The natural
ruined.
fibers are burnt up.
That's fine.
You now just have kind of an ashy sleeve, but it didn't get to your skin. It's just gonna like brush
Fantastic.
away. Half your sleeve just brushes away as ash.
I mean, at first, Scunthorpe is upset because he likes his nice suits, and then he kind of realizes, actually, no, this is the first time he's had like a dirty job at the firm.
It's kind of nice.
The first of many. He's gonna wear that burnt sleeve like a badge of honor.
Yeah.
Within a few moments, the collection of you are inside, admiring your handiwork. You have two goons trussed up and tied in the corner, both of them face down.
God,
They
we're
can't
good.
see you at the minute, although Jake knows you. This
Yeah,
is going to require some pretty serious deception for him.
I was
to-
right in his face the whole time. He's definitely seen me. I was talking shit when I was tying him up.
Perfect. And yeah, well done, Lucas. This is exactly what you expected yourself capable of doing. The Scunthorpe, this is a grand new experience. The room spread out around you, papers, documents everywhere. It's probably about 2:30 in the morning now. What are you doing?
Look for
I'm taking the
clues.
shredders.
Fill out the template.
I'm just taking the shredders wholesale.
Save
Okay.
what they were shredding, figure out what they were going to shred next.
Okay,
Yep, taking what's shredded, figuring out what he was going for.
that'll be a library use check.
Not for me. I will not be doing that. I will be taking the shredders.
I will try to do that.
Buddy.
And
You
fail.
start literally getting the papers and trying to go through them.
I
This
have
is
some
going to
skill
be a
in it too.
colossal amount of work with this
Oh.
much time pressure.
No, it's not the
No.
shredded documents. I'm not looking to put the shredded documents back together. We got people for that.
Yeah, no, I'm just taking the
what they're about
shredders,
to shred.
the physical shredders. I'm
it
taking
looks-
the boxes.
It's still a library use. You're going through
Yeah.
everything that you can, like your piles of paper. This guy, the entire record of this guy's life and work for
Yeah.
these last several years is here.
Can I-
There's a
okay.
lot to go through.
I'd
we
also like to
take
get
a-
in on that library use roll, if that's
Oh,
all right.
sure.
That'll
You
be
If
what
you
I'm
guys
doing.
are library use, can I boot up his laptop and try and
Computer
You
use?
can make a computer use,
Yeah.
absolutely.
new icon?
no.
Nice.
Okay.
No.
Oh, thank goodness.
Oh, thank goodness somebody's getting something.
So,
Yeah.
so the two of you working together are able to go through some files. You probably know a little bit of the filing system, Dina, which is going to help. Meanwhile, Lucas, you get to the laptop. Fortunately,
I set this up for him. I can't get in.
I was about to say, you open it up and it's got all your security on it, and you go, shit. Nuts.
Right.
You could luck it. Were you paranoid enough to leave a back door? Otherwise,
Not for that. Not for.
you could also push it, and we'll say you had set up an auto delete. So if someone tries to get in with a bad password, it wipes the whole thing.
Nah.
No, okay. So you have the computer, you can try again later, but you're not getting any progress now. Meanwhile, from a library use roll, you're going to be able to get a decent chunk
Thank goodness.
of information. First of all, these people are shredding every reference to the house that you just visited and to the
Of course.
CPS.
Church of Perfect Science.
Yeah.
They are trying to erase all of the evidence of the connection from Carl Day to that property and to what he was working on. You are also going to find a bunch of documentation relating to Diana Chase once again. You are going to find more documentation, this time looking at Global Realty. That is the company that
On the
brought
border.
the property, and immediately you find it is a front for the Church of Perfect Science. Finally, you were going to find a couple of observation notes on the family that is living there. It is going to note that both of them are members of the Church of Perfect Science. It is going to note that Barbara appears to be the more senior and the more devoted. Michael is kind of along for the ride, but is, he's not getting a better ride than this one. So he's hanging on. And it mentions that they appear to be involved in, the every day of the cult, but whatever is happening recently, the uptick in activity, and he gets a date where suddenly they start moving things out of the basement, which is about 2 weeks ago, and their behavior changes markedly, and particularly Michael seems to be worried here. They are kind of in over their heads.
Okay.
Any other specific questions you have? Otherwise, this is
Any
the broad
reference to his
documentation.
son? He's like, and my boy who's in that cult. My boy. I gotta get him out of that cult.
Yeah, it's weird.
So there's, you're right. There is no as obvious bits, but you can read the way he writes. Like there's rough notes. The way he refers to the Church of Perfect Science is very personal. Exactly. And you've probably heard him in conversation throw away a couple of lines. You know that he's kind of estranged from his son. And that his son got really into, now it starts clicking in, son got really into church, and they haven't been speaking much recently. You just didn't know it was the Church of Perfect Science, and that he's basically joined a cult. Seems that there is a personal connection here, but it's not, he was working this as a way to get his son back, and more of like an angle of like, oh, you've got a case against the Church of Perfect Science.
I'll
I got
take
no
it.
grudge against them. That sounds great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there a chance we would get any more information if I got like the firm's document recovery team onto untreating these documents? Might take it a while. Might be able to get them.
You could probably get, So one of the things that you do find is some pretty detailed analysis notes about the Church of Perfect Science operations that he's been looking into. He will, if you got document recovery, you'll spend a lot of time yourselves. You might be able to track down maps and floor plans of the mansion, the air-tagged mansion.
That would be worth it.
That's probably about as far as you're going to get.
But it's gonna have to wait till morning. I'll make some calls and find out if we can get that happening.
Absolutely. The final thing is that you find no mention of Antarctica. You find no mention of hospitals in Argentina.
Yeah.
You find
Nothing
absolutely
about the idol.
nothing about the idol, nothing of the sort whatsoever. You will find a sort of history of calls recorded by the secretary of Carl, who seems like she was called as well by Dr. Sanchez, and she has marked down that she started receiving prank calls, and because she spoke to Carl earlier that day and knows that,
Yeah.
so has marked and sort of like, you need to check out who's trying to prank you kind of thing.
Wait, say that again. Sorry, I lost track.
Well, she thinks
She got
it's
the
just
same
a
call
prank
we
because
did.
she's been speaking to him.
Do Carlos talk to Dr. Sanchez?
No. The secretary has.
The secretary,
Oh.
Carl's
Secretary gets the
got the same
call.
call that the three of you did in the relatively late.
And she disregarded because Carl was
Because
still
she
working
knows
with her.
Carl is in Chicago. She spoke to him an hour or two.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. What's the secretary's name?
So I will get that for you. It's something I should have on hand.
Jackson.
Jackie.
Jackie.
Yeah, Jackson. No,
Jackie.
Just Jackson.
Jackson.
We can have male secretaries. Come
Yeah.
on, don't be sexist.
Wow, that's what I thought as well. But Jim was the
Yeah.
one saying she.
Let's-
so,
let's-
Yeah,
Let's
he'd
flip
already
some of
said she. He
those-
already
some of
said
those
she.
tropes.
That wasn't an assumption.
No, in the
Secretary
Pauline
Jack?
Conroy is her name.
Polly.
Pauline Conroy. But let's go with Colin
Jackson.
Conroy. Why not?
I wanted a
Colin.
Jackson's name.
You wanted a Jackson? I'm sorry.
We don't have a Jackson yet.
I hated
We'll find
him.
a Jackson next session.
So,
I look at the second
Colin
guy we
Conroy.
tased. Jackson.
So with that in mind, what's the next plan? You have these two. Jake is going to start mumbling and sort of trying to get words out to...
Tase him
Oh
again.
yeah, we got to talk to him.
We should get out of here. We should go to somewhere.
I think a 5-minute chat with old mate
Dicky boy.
about what the hell is going on.
I'm also going to take a look at like the tags on their clothes so that we can ID the brand. And
Yeah,
then if we
and
Google around, we
sneak
might
in.
be able to get copies of ourselves for
I thought you were going to
ourselves.
say, in case they wrote their names on their underwear.
If
We're
it's
going
there,
to
I'll
impersonate
take it.
cult members and sneak into the
Oh, we're
compound.
getting their outfits. And I don't want to wear the guy that threw up all over his, just flagging.
Yeah, no, we're gonna get new ones. We'll get
Okay,
new ones.
good.
Matching ones.
When you start making ready to properly leave, Jake is going to start
Yeah,
trying
you need to have
trying
a
to
chat to
properly
him.
get your attention to have a word.
Let's give him one word before we move on.
Dina can be set up with the taser. I'll take the socks out of his mouth.
Dina, Jesus. Listen, you don't know what you're getting into. You got to let me go. You got to let us both go, and you got to look away. This is a private family thing, okay? I know you're stepping into something that is just you got to get out of this, okay?
Okay, so tell us what's going on.
Look, it's between me and my dad, but he's gone. He's breaking the law. He's got a grudge. Where he's
He's been kidnapped, bundled into a van, and driven away. And he's also somehow dead in Argentina. Do you want to explain to us what's going on there?
He kind of stops for a second at that. Listen, I know you are all friends of my dad, but he's not a good guy, okay? And he's fine. He's totally fine. He's not in Argentina.
No, clearly.
Who
Who was? What was that?
Look. He stares at you for a second, Lucas, stares at you, James, then his eyes kind of slide over
Shake the bear spray.
slide over to Dina, and he says, Dina, please, I'm trying to help you, okay? We've known each other for years. You don't want to look into this. Just forget this. If you look into this, you are going to end up like your dad, okay?
If you've
This
known
is
her for
that
years, you know she's not dropping this.
Not any of us.
Don't tell me what to do. All right, we're on this. We're gonna rescue your dad, and we're gonna find out exactly what's going on, and then we're gonna turn your ass over to the police, and you're gonna answer for whatever level of this you're involved in. Okay?
Okay. My phone. It's in my back pocket. Go in. I'm going to tell you a number. Okay? You want answers? That's your number.
Can I make a wild guess that it starts with 2481?
What? He frowns at that. No, it's a standard cell. How do you
Goodness.
how do you know those numbers?
2481 98104 772599182. What do you know? What do you know?
What do you know?
What do you know?
How do you know those numbers?
He clams up for a second. The
Shake the best
guy next to him also seems to react and starts going.
Shut up. We're talking to this guy.
Shake the best in his general direction.
Prod him
Well,
in the
no, hold on.
face.
If this guy knows more than Jake here, let's hear what he has to say.
If he knew more, he wouldn't be standing guard. But all right, I'll jam the sock out of his
while we
mouth.
talk to the large man, I'm going to retrieve the phone.
Okay. The first thing that comes up is a passcode.
See if it's got Face ID.
Yeah.
There's a passcode for it, which you come into when you talk to. This seems to, were you reciting those numbers seems to have really, really, really affected Jake.
That's what I was going for.
He is clammed up. You can make a psychology check. When you sort of lean in towards him, he doesn't say anything. You can make a computer use check to try and get this open using Face ID.
I'm going to also make a psychology check. I'm not bad at those. Hey.
Nice.
You're extremely good at those.
Okay. So you grab that. That's what. Okay, fantastic. That's what you were doing. Brilliant.
Because I'm grabbing his phone. Well, I'm in close grabbing the phone. I'm going to
Perfect. Grabbing phone.
Take the measure
James,
of a man.
you were looking across the two. Dina, what are you doing at this moment? I just want to get a sort of.
I'm going to get out my notebook and start jotting down all of the clues gathered so far. I'll record the conversation, and I'm just going to do some comprehensiveness. I'm going to get photos of each of these two, get the tags for the uniforms. I just want to tick a couple boxes so in future we want to say, can we refer to this? I've got it in the file.
Oh, the admin out of the way.
Yeah. Yeah, get it done now, because otherwise we'll just have to do it later.
James, are you letting the other guy gag off?
Yeah. I get the impression he's got something to say about these numbers. That's why
We wanna hear it.
I was reading them out.
They're useful people.
You lean down and you go to pull out the gag. Meanwhile, Lucas, you've got the phone in your hand and you bend down towards Jake, and he's visibly those numbers have shocked him. He seems in your eyes to blind terror has flashed across his face, and he is looking around. You've got an extreme success. I'm just trying to think of what the angle the only time you've ever seen something like this happen is when someone finally understands the truth about the lizard people or something like that. This is someone who has finally connected the dots in some grand conspiracy, and it is properly shaking his foundation of what his beliefs are. He is completely frozen.
One of us.
Oh, sorry, after you.
One of us now.
On that note, you look down, and one of the oldest tricks in the book flashes into your mind. You can see grease stains on the cover of the phone where a finger has imprinted.
Yep.
And acting on instinct, for the passcode, you input
pick his phone.
2481, and the phone unlocks.
Yeah, that tracks.
In front of your hand, that happens. You now have the phone unlocked. Just as you pull out the gag, and the man on the ground starts to scream.
Go back in.
At the top of his lungs. Do you want to make a sleight of hand check here? And this is purely just reaction, quick enough. Can you get the gag back in?
Is this Scunthorpe? He was the one that pulled it out.
Sorry,
This is
I was immediately figuring out what letters 2481 would spell on a telephone keypad.
I was doing that. I was doing that with
Nothing of what you
981.
said.
He
04 last time.
started screaming.
That is quite.
You started screaming?
You've bent down.
Big
You
guy,
pulled out the
big
gag.
guy.
He begins to howl at the top of his lungs.
Put that back in. Just put
Yeah,
straight
just-
back in.
Slide it
Yeah,
back.
no.
Can you do it quickly enough?
Yes, I am fast.
He is fast, Jim.
Jim, you're the one who made this character sheet. How much dex did you give me? 50. I am not fast.
Sleight of
Sleight
hand,
of
man.
hand. Sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand. I'm sorry, I missed that. That's spot hidden. That's not sleight of hand. I need to show my sleight of hand.
No, you're getting rid of the
which
reds. You're getting rid of the reds.
Uh,
Punch out a grain.
Base 10. There you go. So finally, sleight of hand.
Go.
Yeah, none of those
Yeah,
three
nah.
rolls are above 10.
Which means, it's not difficult to get the gag back in, although he will start to, twist his head around and try to get away from you. And he has enough time to scream out, his voice echoing into the night. And
Window's
he
still
yells-
open from where we snuck in.
Window's still open. He yells, "Ya, Cthulhu, they are here. Come up, attack, attack." And outside you will see
Bye.
lights come on in 2 cars parked outside around the front that you did
Okay,
not
well, that's what we
notice.
get for trusting
Coming
that
in.
guy to give us handy information.
Also, we need a great cliffhanger to end on.
Yeah.
That feels like
we will
one.
That feels
like a
good.
good one.
close the session there.
What a good time.
What a good
Really
time.
productive.
That was
Thank
great.
you
We
very much.
that was very successful, I would say.
Yeah, we got a lot of things done.
We did our plan. We ticked boxes, kicked goals, tased idiots.
Brilliant. Well, thank you very much, everybody.
Taste your
Thank you,
childhood
Dave.
friend. Doesn't everyone just want to taste the childhood friend and set a lawyer on fire?
And you found out things about your family.
Yeah.
So thank you, Dave. Thank you, Jackson. Thank you, Alex.
James.
Thank you, Big
Chad,
Jim.
for
Tequila.
hanging out and for watching. We will be back next week with the thrilling conclusion of A God's Dream. Cult
And
of
next
Cthulhu.
time
Thank you
I'll
again to-
echo 3 times.
Yes, twice as many. Well, 3 I don't know. Some kind of maths. Thank you again to Sirenscape and to Roll20. We'll see you next week.
Push up.